Okay. Feeling like things are true. Old client of mine, good friend, long time, once said to me that whenever she felt like things were really justified, that she recognized that that was crazy female shit and probably not the case. Now, that's not just hilarious, and it's not just gender specific as well, because a lot of violence and homicides are, because we feel really justified in getting back at someone, in lashing out, because we're defending ourselves, all right? Or like defending our boundaries, which is important, but attacking someone isn't necessarily the best course of action, nor is it like the true path. Okay, feeling like you should attack someone isn't true. Okay, it isn't something you should do. Now, this is also applies to like when we feel like things are not true. You feel like I'm fat, so I'm not going to do that because that's not what a fat person would do, okay? Or I'm a failure, so I'm not going to do that because that's not what a failure would do, okay? So by telling yourself that this is true, you don't feel like doing what's not true, okay? So if you feel like you love delicious, rich, flavorful food, then you feel like you're not going to love dry, bland, healthy food, and so you're not going to do that because it doesn't feel like it's true, okay? Or you feel like one thing's true, you feel like the other thing's not true, okay? So I got to take you back to science here. Is like, if your feelings aren't aligned with science, if you're like, I don't feel like that's true, doesn't mean that it's not scientifically proven that the opposite is completely true, all right? So if I tell you right now that I find delicious, healthy food every single day and put it in my body and feel amazing because things that were awesome went in my mouth, and not crusty dry stuff, but like rich, delicious, gorgeous food is what makes me healthy, you might reject that information immediately because of cognitive dissonance. You're like, I don't know whether I want to take that on board because it doesn't fit into my worldview that bad food tastes good and good food tastes bad, because you don't feel like that's true. My point is, it's not true and your feelings are wrong, okay? And it's hard because if you've got an emotional compass, it's difficult, okay? So you can't trust your feelings because your feelings are about you. They're not about the world. They're not about how things scientifically work. They're just about you projecting your emotions so you can process and deal with them, which is what our unconscious mind wants us to do. It wants you to process those old feelings that have been there since you first went, pick me up, and your mum went, no, I'm busy right now, and you went, she won't pick me up because I'm naughty, and made a story in your head about why you don't deserve to be happy when you were a year old and didn't know anything about reality, and you started constructing and layering your thoughts and feelings and your personality when you didn't understand anything about reality. So you weren't qualified to build your brain at that age, and that's what happens. That's what we do. So the question is, how do we unprogram our feelings, all right? So the Body Language Advanced program is a 7-week program that then has a couple of maintenance sessions after that where we can work on stuff specifically. That can be diet, that can be money, that can be relationships, all right? Because the way that you do everything is the way that you do anything. So if you want to get down with that, give me a holla. But in the meantime, don't be sure about your feelings. They might be rubbish.